Hello, Tracy here. I'm just going to do something quick. Um, this is going to be on TikTok. If it's longer than 10 minutes and you want to see the full video, please look at YouTube at Sweet Spot E Magazine. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the subscribes, for the wonderful comments, for the likes, for the views. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate everything. Let's just jump right in. So at the bottom we have manifestation. Mm. Someone's ready to create something. Someone's ready to manifest something. Could be a brand new life. Could be a new path in their career. It could be something. Somebody's ready to manifest. Come on, Spirit. What else? I see the seasons, but it didn't fall out. Okay, this one. Shine. Somebody's ready to shine. Somebody's tired of playing like, feeling like they gotta play down their shine, their greatness, their awesomeness, their fantasticness, their magnificentness. They're tired of feeling like they have to dumb that down or dim that light. They are ready to shine. Because with sacred lust, sorry YouTube. With sacred lust, it's like they have this thing inside of them that they want more. Whether they want to be the star of the show, whether they want to be the top dog, whether they want whatever it is, they want more. They definitely want to be free. They definitely want to be free. And by them having that sacred lust, that insatiable appetite of whatever it is, sometimes people, they have the insatiable appetite for alcohol. Some people drugs, some people food, some people shopping, some people sex, some people this, some people that. Whatever it is. Somebody's ready to shine. Somebody's ready to be liberated. Somebody has a yearning in here that's not gonna go away. It has to do with who we're connected to. It has to do with who we're here to be with. It has to do with who we're spiritually connected to. It has to do with what part of our life's purpose and life's plan includes this person or this place or this thing. There's something that's so strong. We don't want that cord to be cut. It's something that's so strong. We can't cut that cord. It's something that we have had to finally surrender to. No matter how much we want to leave, no matter how much we want to go away, no matter how much we want to do this, whatever we were doing, whatever we were trying to do, it wasn't working. We weren't shining as bright as we wanted to because we weren't where we needed to be. We weren't on the path. We weren't in the place. We weren't with the people. And we weren't doing the things. We weren't where we needed to be able to shine. It's almost like that sacred lust, that drive, that I'm just going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And to the point we have to surrender to say, I'm doing all of this and it's not working. So it's like we have to go inside to figure out why it's not working. And sometimes there's cords that we need to strengthen. Other times there's cords that we need to cut. But we have to be careful about which cords we're actually holding on to. Let's go ahead and clarify. The bottom, we got the King of Swords. Somebody's thinking. Somebody is analyzing. Somebody is putting two and two together. Somebody is looking at a higher perspective, the higher picture. They have taken all emotion out of it and they are using their intellect. They are looking at everything in a totally different light. Because they're so ready to shine that they're being forced to look at everything in a totally different light. So we have the Two of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Emperor. It's like somebody had to stop looking at the way that they wanted everything to be. It's almost like they had to do some maturing. They had to do some introspection. They had to do some soul searching. They had to do something to add some emotion into it. They had to do something to figure themselves out. They had to do something to figure out what was not working. Something wasn't working. Like I said, they had to look at everything differently. They had to try and figure out what wasn't working. Why couldn't they shine? Because what they wanted to shine with mostly was their money. That could have been their sacred lust. But maybe that wasn't their true calling. You see what I'm saying? How many people want to be famous but aren't famous? Because that's not their true calling. Their true calling might be to run a barbershop. Their true calling may be doing something else. But now this person is willing. It's like they're willing to go back on the time. They're willing to think about things that they didn't really want to think about. They're willing to leave situations that no longer work for them. It's like they almost feel like having to leave someplace. They almost feel like they have to leave something behind, or almost like they're having to give up something, when they're really not giving up anything. Because what they're really doing is they're gaining. They feel like they're having to sacrifice. They feel like they're losing something. They feel like if I do this, I'm gonna, no. But you're actually gaining. This is actually something that is spiritually led, spiritually ordained. The energy that this person is feeling now is spiritually ordained. This is the energy that you need to take you forward. This is the energy that you need to get you on your path. This is the energy that you need to figure out what is your life purpose. What are your life goals? Where are you needed the most? What is it that you're here to actually do. And being truthful with yourself about it. Sometimes what we're actually here to do, the true subject of what we're here to do, is not what we actually want to do or what we actually thought we would be doing. But when we think about it, I don't want to go by my path. I will kindly go by the path that Spirit has set forth for me, because I know that that's going to be the path of beautiful eternity. Whereas whatever I got planned, it's going to lead me straight down a rabbit hole, somewhere I just do not want to go. Like I said, we got the Ace of Cups, we got the Justice card, we got the Hermit card, and we got the Nine of Swords. So this is the third ace that's come out in a row. First it was the Ace of Fire. Then it was the Ace of Swords, Truth. Then it was the Ace of Cups. And then it was Justice. So it's like this beginning, this new beginning. This is something that, like I said, we're so worried about, oh my gosh, am I going to have to give up something? Am I going to be alone? Am I going to be this? Am I going to be that? Is it going to be like this? Is it going to be like that? And we don't even have to worry about all of that. Where we're going and what we're being led to do, because we are actually surrendering. We're surrendering to the goodness of God. We're opening ourselves up to allow that curiosity to be led on that new path and be delivered away from that old path that wasn't working. And guess what else? It's not going to work. You know why? Because it's not meant to work. Putting in all that time and all that energy, thinking that you got something that's going, thinking that you're secure, trying to make it seem like you're really secure in what you're doing and what you got going and everything else, but you weren't. You weren't. Or it was somebody that you were around that was just using you for what they could get from you. Was it money? Something. With the Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. They weren't using you for love. But you found out. And that's why you ended up walking away. That's why Spirit ended up taking you far, far away. Away from where you needed to. From that fool. Seriously. I can't make this up. Spirit ended up taking you far away. You left that fool and left the regret behind too. I'm just hearing, bitch can do bad by herself. Hello. Yeah. And when you left, it was like that's when you got the victory. You know? It's like having that deep desire. You can once you have that deep desire, you can't, especially if it is that relationship with those etheric chords, you cannot forget about that person. Even if you say, okay, I refuse to even see that person anymore or whatever, You're just going to feel out in the cold. That's it. You're not going to be proving no points. You're not going to be winning no Oscars. You're not going to be doing nothing. You're just going to be out in the cold. Living the life of misery. Only to find out at the end, why did I let my pride and my ego stand in the way? Especially if you know that you was the one that was doing wrong. Especially if you know that you was the one that was causing the chaos. Especially if you know that you was the one that was looking for shit to go wrong, to take place. Especially if you know that that was you. Maybe acting out of a lower vibrational King of Wands energy. Someone who's trying to control a situation. Someone who's got their ego and their pride. Someone who causes chaos. Someone who's not acting as a leader. Someone who's acting as a shit disturber. Someone who is not being the person that they need to be. But, let's see what else. We got the Ten of Wands. Someone is feeling overburdened, overwhelmed, stressed. At the bottom, we got the Two of Cups about this relationship. And if somebody is feeling burdened and stressed about this relationship, it's probably because they're the ones that fucked it up. Yeah. Seven of Cups. King of Swords, Nine of Wands, and Five of Cups. You cannot make this up. Somebody was treating somebody like they was an option. They was lying. They was defensive. They was standoffish. And they was leaving that person like they was just out in the cold, like they really didn't matter. Acting like they just had a whole bunch of everything, all these other people on the side. Like, everybody else wanted to be with them. Like, there was just more, everybody else was more important than that one. Now, they surrendering. Now they see, oh, I was just playing. I was just being a big ass boy in a grown man's body. Really? I was just playing. Or I was just acting like a big ass girl in a grown woman's body. Take it however it applies. Game is game. Immaturity is immaturity. Yep. So we got the Ace of Coins, we got the Knave of Wands, we got the Fool, and we got the Star. See, somebody had something that they didn't even know what they had. They didn't even know what they had. All they did was they decided that they wanted to try and poke it, stick it. They just like, I'm going to go ahead and do this and do that. And there was a fool. There was a straight up fool. Because they didn't realize what they had. They didn't realize who they had. They didn't know that that person was their 10 of Cups. And they was treating that person like they was just an option. But now, they feel like the fool. Because see, they had the pot of gold in the palm of their hand. And they said, you know what? There's some gold over there too. Let me put this gold down. I'm going to go get that gold. And by the time they went and got that gold, they saw that that gold was nothing but a gold-colored rock. Look, one came out, so I went to go pull it out, and two came out. So they're going to come out together. We got the High Priestess, and we got the Knight of Cups. Someone knows that they want to definitely take a move towards this person, towards somebody, towards the person that they have to surrender to. And it's not so much that they got to surrender to that person. It's just that they have to surrender their own pride, their own ego, their own toxic ways, their own negative thinking, their own things that keep them stuck. That's what they have to surrender. They're going to have to grow. They're going to have to elevate. They're going to have to prove that they're not just coming for something quick. They're going to have to prove that they know what time it is, that they have learned a freaking lesson. Not just learned a lesson, but they have grown and they have matured because of it. You know, as opposed to sitting here playing all these damn games with all these other people and realizing that all that does is just keep you stuck looking like Chuck. You breaking your own heart. You know, playing these games and you just keeps you stuck. Not keeping you stuck, but then you keep staying up. It just messes with you. Now you can't sleep. Now you can't eat. Now you're getting paranoid, thinking people talking about you. Maybe they are. Maybe they are talking about you, talking about how stupid you was. Talking about how immature you was. Talking about how dumb you was. Talking about how ignorant you was. Talking about how your dumb ass had it good in the neighborhood until you acted like how your dumb ass had it good in the neighborhood. Real good in the neighborhood. Oh well. All you can do is sell yourself. It was good while I was doing it, so it's good while I'm getting it back. And that's what you need to say about karma. It was good while I was getting it, so it is definitely good while I'm getting it back. That's how you make peace with the situation. You feel me? You dig? You hear me? Because if you was big and bad, lean and bold, and my name is Heavy D and I'm a fat boy, if you was that big when you was dishing it out, you're going to have to be that big, if not bigger, when it comes back. But that's going to teach you. Because once you surrender and say, you know what? I sure the fuck do deserve this shit because of the bullshit that I pulled. I sure do. Sure as hell do deserve that shit because of the bullshit that I pulled. Because of the lies, because of the deceit, because of everything. I sure do deserve that shit. Once you say that shit, then you can start going back to where you need to be. Back to life. Back to reality. Back to the here and now, yeah. There you go. Back to life. Back to reality. Back to the here and the now. The present. Reality. What's real. What's really crack-a-lackin'. What's really shake-a-lakin'. What's really happening. And not that made-up bullshit that you want to believe in your grandiose head, thinking that you bigger and better, meaner and bolder, and like your name is Heavy D and you a fat boy. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. We got the Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Cups, the Hangman, the Chariot, and the Three of Coins. Well, looky here. Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Coins. And the Hangman. Seems like for a while, for a long time, you've been trying to get that Wheel of Fortune to to turn in your favor for a long time. You've been wanting it to churn and churn and churn and churn. Trying to think of what the Chariot and the Three of Cups. What I got to do to move this sucker forward? What do I got to do? Spirit said it is somebody from your past. It is something in your past that sacred lust, that burning desire. That's some extra cords. You cannot cut that motherfucker. But you can. You can go back. You can surrender. You can surrender the pride. You can surrender the ego. You can surrender being shallow. Shallower than a puddle of fucking piece of water on the piece of dry cement. Shallow, shallow, shallow. Nobody likes that shit. And some people don't even know what it is. They don't even know if they're shallow. See? But this Queen of Swords will let somebody know. Like this King of Wands. Listen here, you shallow motherfucker. Let me pick these cards up. Yeah. The Empress and the Devil. Could be some female think that she all this and she all that. She think that she this, that, and a bag of chips. Somebody who can just move her hips. No, I'm just kidding. I know I can't rap, y'all. But I wanted to. I'm just really, really old now. But somebody now want to come back. But it's like they want to come back because maybe things ain't going right. Because they still have that sacred lust. They still have that desire. They still want to shine. It's just, it's something about surrender. So, I'm going to have to clarify. Something about surrender. It's like this person is going to have to surrender to love. Yeah. Because all that in and out action is over. Like I said, it's something that they did without thinking caused a tower. Now they have no choice but to surrender. Yeah. So now they want to come in with like an apology. You know? Something about some Queen of Wands and caught them doing something. You know, maybe this Queen of Wands acting like they was single or whatever and working with somebody else. Oh, yeah. Working on something else with somebody else from the past. And, Yeah, honey. Yeah, hunty. Let's get a little bit more clarified. Oh, I'm telling you, people's is dogs. People are dogs. You hear me? And you hear me? People are dogs. What else, Spirit? Where does this go? Somebody needs to work on themselves. Yep. They need to work on themselves. They need to work on that lustful side of them, that part that they haven't really dealt with, that part that they haven't really allowed to come out. It's like, be who you are. Let it out. Guess what? You won't be the first. You won't be the last. I mean, you know what? It's be strong in who you are. Be proud of who you are. Because if you're not strong and proud of who you are, you're just going to break your own heart. Because the Three of Swords, that's someone who's broken their own heart because they have ignored the Ace of Swords. This is the truth. They ignored the Two of Swords, which was a decision to leave. And now they're at the Three of Swords because they chose to stay there and break their own heart. Have some strength. Have some pride. Have some damn dignity. And I don't know why these cards always like to fall on the floor. But they love the floor. All right. We got the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Swords, Two of Wands, and the Seven of Cups. See, they want to come forward, but they trying to think of a plan. Who's the man with the master plan? Oh, baby, I'm thinking of the master plan. But they don't know how, and they feel stuck. They feel stuck. It's almost like they feel stuck because guess what? They haven't surrendered to the truth yet. That's why they feel stuck. They have not surrendered to the truth. Because see, you got the 3 and the 1, that's 4. And that 4 of Swords, that's being at peace. That's that surrendering to the truth. Laying down those swords. So it's like they want to come through. They don't know how to come through. Almost like they don't know when to come through. It's almost like they thinking that they got to do something. All they got to do is come through and be truthful. That's it. Be truthful. And you know what? That person needs to learn to stand on their own 2 feet and not worry about what anyone else has to say or think or feel about their life. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? You know? It's like, yeah. Somebody sitting here, they need to put them burdens down of how they view what everybody else views, so that they can go ahead and complete that cycle and go on with the rest of their life happy. So they can go on with the rest of their life happy. They need to just surrender. Surrender to who you are, boo. Be happy. Build yourself up. You know, that cup of love that you gave to everybody else, you were trying to work on this relationship, work on that relationship, work on this relationship and that relationship. And all of those relationships didn't work out because guess what? You weren't working on you. Those relationships, they weren't working out. You know? You thought that they were going to bring you joy. You thought that it was going to bring you happiness. No, it didn't. It did not. You thought you maybe even thought that it was going to bring you a financial, my money's about to come up. No, your money didn't come up. Your money went down. Money went down. FICO went down. Credit score went down. All of that. You better off by yourself. Instead of sitting here worrying about what somebody else is trying to do to bring you down. It's time. Yeah. It's like, listen, we got the Ace of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. And at the bottom we got the Six of Swords. So it's almost like somebody has learned a lesson about giving and receiving. Somebody's learned a lesson about leaving when it's time to leave. Somebody has learned a lesson about who we are truly connected to as opposed to who we want to be connected to. If there's ever any doubt of who you're truly connected to, if you're not really sure of who's got your back, think about it like this. If you ever have to go to the hospital to have some type of emergency life-saving surgery, you ever get locked up in prison, or you're ever found no longer here, who are going to be the people or the person that is affected the absolute most? Who's going to be the person that combs the streets looking for the person to avenge for you? Who's going to be the person that leaves everything and everyone and comes to your side just to make sure that in case you take your last breath, they are there with you? Who's going to be the person that will drive or fly to the next state or across country to come see you and make sure that you got whatever you need on your books? That's who you're connected to, dummy. Not the ones, not those fair weathered friends. Not the ones that are easy here today, gone tomorrow. The ones that they're going to try and play you like you the foe. Not those. Could be an earth sign because I saw an earth sign. It's not those people. Spirit says, hey, it's time for you to become one with yourself. For you to gain an understanding of yourself and of spirit. God has already worked it out. So now it's time for you to go ahead and forgive everyone, including yourself, and for you just to go ahead and move forward. You know? Only thing I stand under is my truth. And that's all you need to stand under is your own truth. But it's got to be the truth. Not some made up truth, because they call that a lie. And a made up truth means you're scared. Think about it. You are one of God's greatest gifts. One of God's greatest gifts. God wants you to expect a miracle. Okay? God said He is going to make a way out of no way. You need to remember. And now, like I said, when you're going through that karma, you can't be upset, you can't be scared, because you have to remember how it was when you gave that shit to somebody else. So don't act scared now. And always remember, never, ever, ever forget. You always have to love you better. And spirit is always omnipresent.